James Sarting here for the DeeJam YouTube channel. I'm joined by Nick from Kesgrave after today's match. Make sure you check the link in the description below for the highlights, just so we don't kind of spoil the result. Nick, mate, that game was over by what, the first 20 minutes. How did you see that?
Try and be polite. Yeah, 20 minutes is probably stretching it.
Yeah.
2-0 down after 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few people missing today, 6, 7, something like that. But the lads who were available were still good enough, in my opinion. When I looked at them, when I look at the squad, I just thought, okay, yeah, missing a couple of regulars, two main centre halves, gone, captain and vice captain, and player last year, so they were missing. So I lost, but the lads who I put in there, I thought would do a good job for me. For me, it's about passion. They just didn't show any. They came here and said to them before the game, if you allow them to get their head up and play, they'll be able to score, because they're scoring a lot, and they've got DeeJam who come on, and the other lad, I don't think he played today, are in the top 5 goal scorers, and these guys, I mean, before had conceded quite a few, so they can score. So you knew that if you gave them the chance, or you gave them the ability to play, they'll put their chances away, and that's what they showed today. They played really well. I'm not taking anything away from Bacton at all. They played really well. I think it's one of those days as well for them that it fell to them sometimes, where you're really hoping it would fall to one of us. It fell to one of them, but they made it happen. They made that happen. They made that luck happen. So I'm not taking anything away from them now. They've done really well. They're a good outfit. It's a lovely little setup here as well. But for me, it was. Performance was let down by lack of hunger, lack of players wanting to play, wanted to do the horrible side of football. They want to play the nice football, but at this level you're not going to get that every week. You're going to have to roll your sleeves up and work hard from minute 1 to 90, and I'll be lucky if I got minute 1 to 90 seconds out of a lot of them. They know my feelings towards that at half time. They know it again at the end of the game as well. So there's got to look at a lot of these players have got to look at themselves. Especially the ones who weren't here as well have got to look at themselves. I
suppose that's it. You as a manager can only do so much. I mean, at half time when you are 4-0 down, what are your kind of words to them? Is it just let's try and win that second half, or is it just, I don't know, what exactly? What I mean, try and keep it polite, but what exactly was said at half time?
It's hard because I've never been in that situation as a player.
Right.
That you've been 4-0 down. I've been 1 or 2, and you think, right, we can get back in it. Maybe the occasional 3, where you think, right, next goal is massively important. But at 4-0 down, I don't think I've ever been that side of it. No. And you kind of just have to say it's about personal pride. Okay, I only conceded 2 goals second half, so they did perform, but that's still a negative for me. It should have been a clean sheet. 4-0 would have then looked a little bit more respectable. I think 6-0, to be fair, flattered us a little bit, because they were still going through. DeeJam had one, which I don't know how far it was wide from here, but he had one where he cut near enough straight away when he come on. Another one a little bit later. We just didn't trouble him at the other end. And half-time talk was just really you owe it. You've got to show that you want to be here, you want to do it. They improved a little bit, but there's not enough. You're right.
No, so, I mean, even during that first half, I thought, well, at 2-0, if you guys can just kind of hold on for a little bit longer, get yourself into half-time, and then use the weather conditions and use that wind to your advantage in that second half, you're still in that game at 2-0. But then it was just really sloppy play, and again, no disrespect to Bacton, because I'm not taking anything away from them either, but those 2 goals towards the end of that first half, defensively, it wasn't good enough, was it?
No, of course not. And you can't take anything away from that, because they pounced on it and they made those errors. So the way I'd be happy with those goals as I was a manager, because it was us forcing the errors out of them, and that's what they've done to us. And we shied away from it, didn't track runners, basic things. I changed the formation to try and match them, so we could try and alleviate that, make people accountable. And they weren't. People just looked around, blaming, well,
Blaming
not
each
necessarily
other.
yeah,
Blaming each other.
just
I did see that a couple of times during that, especially in the second half.
yeah,
You know, Bacton were talking to each other, they were communicating properly, they had leaders, whereas I suppose from your perspective, I know you might not want to hear this, but there was you heard it quite a lot, people complaining at each other, should be marking him, but you've got to do it yourself, haven't you, first before you start blaming others.
I don't mind people digging each other out to get the better out of each other, but if, like say, if you're not doing it, you can't be passing the buck to get someone else to do your work. That's a big thing for me. I wasn't the best of players technically. I gave everything I got, every game, and then tried to build on from there and then learn from there. I had personal battles of I wasn't going to let my striker score past me, or if I was if I was a right back, I wasn't going to let my winger get past me, and it was just too easy for him. Everyone's got to have a long, hard look at themselves. I've got to have a look at myself about, was there something that I've done? I can't totally blame the players. Is there something that I've done? But I know before the game I said to them, we'll flat, and I stopped them and just said, look, I can hear them because they're warming down just in here. I can hear them over any of the players down there, and we've got to back our ideas up.
I'll bleep it out, don't worry.
Sorry, we've got to back our ideas up, because if we go out there, we'll make them mild, they will come at us and then they'll swamp us. If we go out there to them and do that to them, they'll turn on themselves, and they'll do it. And at this level, that's what kind of happens. It's the higher up you go, it's a little bit harder to do that, but at this level, if you can get in people's heads, get on people, talking to them, stop them from doing what they want to do, they'll start turning on each other, and then the balls that would probably end up going to them would end up going to you. And we just didn't do it. We just started. I warned them of it, but
it happened.
7
points still from the 8 games you guys have played now. For the rest of the season, where do you kind of take it after that performance? Is it just a case of getting the lads in that you didn't have for today, and kind of regrouping from there? What are you thinking moving forward over the next few games, especially?
So we've got Junior Cup next week. That's a big thing for these lads. Fine as long as we played at Portman Road or a decent ground, so it's good.
Never mind.
Yeah, these like really want to do that because won it last year. They keep holding on to that, and I think that's what's holding us back. Is that we think that because we've won that last year, we think that we've already done it, we've won things, but they haven't. Really, you've won one game at Portman Road doesn't mean that you've
made it.
The hard work carries on from there to then retain it. The hard work starts from there, really, in my opinion, because then people then want to be the team that beat the Junior Cup finalists or winners. So for me, next week is a huge game for them because the Junior Cup's something that they really want. Like I say, missing a few, so can't be any shocks if they come straight back into the team. Looking at other players as well, bringing them in. So again, they may get if I can get those signings over the line, then they could be in with a shout for a start. So yeah, it's a long hard look. See where I want to go. See what options we've got. See what the best course of action is. And then just have to take it week by week. Really, at the moment, I don't think I can try and plan too much because when I do start to do that, players cool off, injuries happen, suspensions happen, and then because we also have 3 teams, you then kind of get dictated by what's going on below you as well. If they're struggling for players, you can't send out a team with 9 and then I have 5 subs. It's it's not the right thing, because then it's just we've got a lot of youngsters in the club, so you don't want to just leave them to play 9 against 11 and then get annihilated, because it's then not the long-term thing of our youth project. Will then kind of go out the window. So we've got to balance out getting everyone a good match, and maybe I've got to be a little bit harsher and rein that in and be a little bit, no, we've got to dictate what the first team require, but that's something that I've got to talk to my management team about and the board and see what we can then come up with moving forward from there. So yeah, there's lots to think about where we go from here, but one game at a time, really. Short answer for you. One game at a time.
Well, Nick, Appreciate your time.
No worries.
Brutally
Always.
honest, but
Yeah.
absolutely, you know, it's needed. It's
Yep.
needed. Wish you all the best for the next couple of games, mate.
Thank
Really
you.
do. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe as always. And until we see each other next time, adios.